everyone. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022. We made it. We made it, guys. We made it into 2022. Unfortunately, not everyone can say this. We're starting the year on a celebratory mode, but at the same time, it is a time for deep reflection. It is a fact of life that life happens. The essence of life is that people are born, people lose their lives, which is only expected. But when that life lost is that of a young child, if that life lost is that of a minor that happened as a result of recklessness on the part of the adults that are supposed to be watching over the minor, when that child lost or when that life lost happened tragically, we need to start asking questions. We cannot just sit down and just be in a celebratory mode without reminiscing, without taking a few minutes to reflect on the fact that we have unfinished business. Kiki Ade1 joined. Thank you for joining in. Amokeke joined. PM_Homes. Thank you all for joining in. So we have an unfinished business that started late last year, and we're still on the matter this year. The investigation of Sylvester Oromoni Junior is ongoing. According to police reports, the investigation was meant to span or is meant to span a period of 21 days. That 21 days is still currently running. It hasn't been completed. And that was why when we read in the news report that the alleged perpetrators have been released on bail to go home, irrespective of the fact that the 21 days given hasn't elapsed. We begin to ask questions. I am not a legal practitioner. I'm not a criminal lawyer. I don't know where the law stands on that. But logically, one should expect that a case that is currently being investigated should be allowed to run its full course. And if people have been brought forward for interrogation, they should be kept on bail until the 21-day period is exhausted. So we need answers, we need questions. Because we do have an unfinished business that wasn't finished in December, and this is January, I decided to raise the question. On today's topic, we are discussing the best possible way or the best possible means in ensuring that we get justice for the late Sylvester Oromoni. We want justice for the late Sylvester Oromoni. How do we go about getting justice for him? Should we all sit down and keep quiet and allow the police and the judiciary to do their work? Are we going to get results? Are we going to get the perpetrators behind bars? What is the precedence that the police in Nigeria has set before this time as regards matters like this? We have the case of the late Karen, the 13-year-old girl that was allegedly abused, and the abuse led to sepsis, and that led to her death. Up until this moment, no person has been brought forward for the death of the late Karen. I believe as a country, we allowed the police to do their job, we allowed the judiciary to do their jobs, And no one has been brought forward for the death of the late Karen. We have too many of such cases, but I'm not going to waste our time this evening in going back and forth. My question this evening is, how do we ensure that Sylvester Oromoni gets justice? We have the group that believes that Sylvester Oromoni's case should be left alone for the police and the judiciary to handle. The case should be off the social media. We shouldn't talk about it on social media. The parents shouldn't grant interview on social media. Let the police do their jobs, and we are going to get justice. What is the precedent? Have we been getting justice on matters like this that have not been brought forward to the public? How will the public interference prevent the late Sylvester Oromoni from getting justice? I'm going to speak on my personal experience for the next 2-3 minutes. My own personal experience with the Nigerian judiciary and my own personal experience with Nigerian SARS. And when I'm done, I'm going to be bringing on Pepper Room. I am so proud of this young lady. I am so proud of her stance on this matter. It hurts me to think that a lot have forgotten about this, or seemingly forgotten about the Sylvester matter. There seems to be a sudden haze around it. Everyone is celebrating Christmas, New Year, and nobody is really talking about this. Should we scream, shout out on all media platforms and on all social media platforms in order to ensure that the judiciary and the police do the needful? Should we do that? Or should we just sit down and be quiet and believe in the system and trust in the system that the right thing will be done for the first time in history? Because if I'm to go back on all the similar cases we've seen of young children being abused, young children dying in institutions of learning, we are yet to witness a case where the person, the perpetrator behind it, was brought forward. So I am skeptical. Sometime in 2012, 2013, I was almost kidnapped here in Lagos around the Marwa roundabout. Fortunately for me, I raised alarm. The police ran after the culprit, and one of them was captured and the other one ran away with a car with an unregistered plate number. The person that was caught on camera confessed on being sent by someone. All of this evidence was taken down in writing at the Marwa police station, and my matter of kidnap was transferred to the SARS office in Ikeja. I was assured that the matter will be tried in court, and I was going to be invited when the date for the trial was set. To cut a long story short, every day for the next 2 months, I was going to SARS office Ikeja. My matter was never brought before the court. The culprit that was caught that day and confessed on camera was released under Human Rights Act. He was released after 48 hours. That matter never saw daylight. And I remembered when I wanted to talk to the media about this, everyone told me, oh, if you talk about this on the media, the SARS unit will feel you don't trust them to do their job, and it will be rubbing negatively on the judiciary. Why don't you just allow the police to do their job? They are investigating this matter, and they are going to bring the culprits to book. Fast forward a few months later, I heard that my file was missing. I went to the SARS unit. I was told that the file, my case file, was missing. It could not be found. And the officers that were responsible in investigating my kidnap case were transferred to other police stations. So to cut a long story short, my case file was missing from the SARS unit. This was a kidnap case where one of the culprits was caught and he confessed on camera. That was me allowing the police to do their job, the SARS unit in Ikeja. I allowed them to do their job. I didn't go to the media. I didn't talk about it on social media or anything. I believe the police will do their job and the case will be brought before the court. When I was filing, or rather when I was going through my divorce suit that spanned the period of almost 10 years, it was such a messy divorce. I felt I wasn't being fairly treated, and I wanted to take the matter to the media. At a point, I took the matter to the media because I was being bullied repeatedly by my ex. The police couldn't do anything about it. The judiciary refused to do anything about it. They told me to be patient until judgment is given. How patient can you be when you are being bullied? How patient can you be when you are being unjustly treated? Can you be patient for 10 years waiting for justice? So I took this matter to social media then. And I remembered when the matter went viral, the High Court judge told me that she was going to find me in contempt of court should I attempt to take any of the matters before her court to social media or to the media, that she was going to find me, hold me in contempt of court, that I was not allowed to bring any matter that was before her court to social media or the media. I should allow her to do her job. This I did. I apologized, and I promised that going forward, I wasn't going to bring anything concerning my divorce suit to the media or social media. And I waited out the agonizing 10-year period, the bullying, the trauma, the threats, and everything I went through. And eventually, judgment was given, and the judgment wasn't satisfactory, to the point where I now had to appeal the judgment in the Court of Appeal. So much for waiting for 10 years, so much of not bringing all the injustices that I experienced in that divorce suit to the public or to the media. I believe that justice will be served. I believe that the police were going to look into the bullying, the police were going to look into the threats and everything I went through, but that never happened. So from my own personal experience, I didn't get justice and I didn't get the police protection, despite the fact that I was told not to take my matter to social media, not to take my matter to the media, and allow the police to do their job, allow SARS units to do their job, allow the judiciary to do their job. Most of you are conversant with the proceedings of a divorce suit. In a divorce suit, the first thing the judge is supposed to do, or one of the things the judge presiding over the matter is supposed to do, is to ensure custody rights of the children, custody rights, who gets to have custody of children. Then the judge is supposed to ensure that property settlement is done. Whatever properties that both parties have has to be shared amicably or has to be shared however the judge deems it fit. All of this was brought before the High Court judge that was presiding over my matter. And you won't believe it that judgment was given only on the selected topics she felt she wanted to give judgment. Property settlement was not discussed. It was brought before the High Court judge. All my properties, my landed documents, everything that was presented before the High Court judge, she simply picked the topics she wanted to give judgment over and ignored the ones she didn't want to give judgment over. And now, I have to now take the case and hand it over to the Court of Appeal for them to look into. So much for not going to social media, so much for not going to the media. So I am sorry, my personal opinion, I do not believe in this hush hush, do not talk, let's keep quiet, let's wait for the judiciary, let's wait for the police to do their job. No, personally, I do not believe it. I am not impressed with the way they handled the Karen case, the late Karen, up until date, Nobody has been brought forward for what happened to her. The school, the Premier College Abuja, has gone on. The school is functional, fully functional. Students are back on campus, teachers, everything is back to normal in that particular school. Karen is late, she's gone. We allowed the police to do their jobs. We allowed the judiciary to do something about it, but nothing was done. So I am skeptical, my personal take on this Sylvester matter. I am skeptical that us keeping quiet as a nation and just watching or allowing the police alone and the judiciary to do their job, I am skeptical that we're going to get the desired result, which is justice for Sylvester Oromoni. That is my personal take. Okay? So whatever your opinion on this matter is, I would like to hear it. So I'm going to invite Pepper Room to discuss or to throw some light on this. Pepper Room, I don't know if you're here. Thank you for your patience, Pepper Room. The Pepper Room. I am inviting the Pepper Room to come in. She has been very passionate about this matter. She has, put in so much effort into this matter to ensure that it comes to light and that the right thing is being done. I believe that us as a nation, everybody wading into this matter, wanting to find out what exactly is going on without in any way jeopardizing the investigation would not prevent this case from seeing. Oh, Center Post, Daddy Freeze has asked to join in. I do not believe that if we as a people collectively lend our voices to this Sylvester Oromoni case, if we lend our voices by imploring the police to please continue to do the needful, by pleading with the government, with the judiciary to ensure that justice is served, I don't think there is anything wrong with it. It's not like we're coming on to bring false evidence or to make false accusations. We just want to be carried along. We want to be in the know. We have seen the results of the first autopsy. We want to see the result of the second autopsy. Earlier on today, Daddy Freeze had a fantastic doctor on his live show that came on and explained the cause of death. Medical terms, using medical terms to explain to us what the autopsy result was all about. That was very enlightening. That was very educational. I believe if you want to understand what the autopsy result was all about, please go to Daddy Freeze's page and watch that video where he interviewed a doctor based in Dubai, and he explained in entirety what all the findings on the autopsy result meant. And if you want to see a full, you want to see the detailed result, the autopsy result, go to Ubi Franklin's page. Go to Ubi Franklin's page and look at the results, okay? So that you have a clearer picture of what is going on. We want to be in the know. We want to be carried along. So I am waiting for Daddy Freeze to come on. And so I'm just inviting Pepper Room to come on, and then I'll also invite Daddy Freeze to join in. Pepper Room, hello, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for staying up this late. Thank you so much. And I want to commend you on your stance on this matter. Very few people are still speaking up. A lot of people have, chosen to let the matter slide for one reason or the other. So seeing you still going strong, you're still passionate about this, you still want the public to know what is going on. It's commendable. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pepper. Thank you. So what's your take? A lot of people are saying that the public should go quiet, we should go cold turkey, we should allow the police to do their job, we should allow the judiciary to handle it, and we should stop talking about it online and giving our opinion. What do you think, going by the precedents of cases like this that we've seen in Nigeria, have we ever really had any case like this that the victim, or rather the culprits, were brought to book and we are aware of? Do you really trust the system that we should all just go cold turkey and allow them to investigate? Yes. Yes. Yeah. So now we are awaiting the toxicology report because we believe that is going to throw more light on what the substance he ingested actually was, because we want to know. We know it's something acidic, but we don't know for certain what it was. So we are believing, according to the explanation the doctor on Daddy Freeze's live this afternoon gave, he said the toxicology report will throw more light on the findings. So I believe what you're saying. I'm also of the opinion that we shouldn't go cold turkey. Speaking out is, like you said, is going to ensure that the police do their jobs, the judiciary does their job, and it's also going to instill confidence in the hearts of the public to ensure that justice is served. And it's also going to serve as a warning to institutions of learning, especially institutions of learning with minors, that game time is over. You can no longer play with the lives of these little ones. If your game was 7/10, you now have to make it 11/10. You know, I think as a people, as a nation, we have allowed the private educational sector to run the show the way they want, without being questioned, without being mandated to do anything for a long time. So now the light is on them, the touchlight is on them. Parents are now going to parent intentionally. They're going to ask more questions as regards security of their children in the institutions they are learning, and so much and so forth. So I believe, like you said, we shouldn't be quiet. I'm going to be inviting Daddy Freeze to also join in and, tell us what he thinks about this. You know, people are too quick to jump in and say, keep quiet, don't talk, you know. Daddy Freeze! Hello! Fine, thank you. I think it's a network. Yeah, I'm trying to do that right now. And check. Okay, I'm inviting the Pepper Room, and I'm going to invite Caesar first. Are you there? I'm trying to check that it's on the right network because it just keeps fluctuating. So go on, Daddy Freeze. We can hear you. Trying to get her on. Yes. I just accepted. I just accepted. My network is really bad. Yeah. Yes, the network is better now.